Hey there, it's Kat and this is Brews and Reviews. So today it's time for my third TBR of the month. Yes, that is correct, third TBR for a readathon that is running at the same time as the other readathons that I'm doing. However, this one does go along after the other readathons, so I can definitely catch up with this one afterwards. So I'm really happy with that because I'm already reading a lot of books and I have to read different books for this one. So there's only one overlapping book and I'm quite happy with that because it means that I can start this readathon around the same time as the other ones and then carry on with it when the other ones are done. So I'm excited for this. So the readathon that I am doing this TBR for is the Acrosticathon, and that was created by Lily the Book Nerd. So the readathon is kind of based on acrostic poems. So you're trying to spell out your name or like a nickname, which is what I'm going for because I've got 9 letters in my first name and I'm already stretched as it is for this whole month worth of TBR. So I'm going to use a nickname, and then maybe if I am insane and try and do my whole name, then I'll try and do that later. But we're going to make this TBR for just my nickname. So the idea is that you take the author's last name and the first letter of their last name has to start with the letter that you're trying to get in your name. If I've not explained that right, it definitely will make sense when I start talking about the books. Okay, so the word that I'm going to be spelling out is Cath. Not cat, as everybody knows me, Cath, because I kind of thought that like I could go for the 3-letter thing, but there's a book that I want to read where the author's last name begins with an H, so I was like, well, 4 books for a TBR is a pretty good run, so I thought I will do that and we'll see where it goes. And if I only manage 3, then I've spelt out my name as you all know me anyway. So we'll start with C, which is the first letter of my name, and this is the only book that's going to overlap with the other readathons I'm doing. It overlaps with the Hemisphere Christmas readathon, and it is The Crucifix Killer by Chris Carter. So obviously, C, this will count for that prompt. This is murdery. It's a detective murder where I think somebody's murdering people and like stringing them up on a crucifix. I don't know if it's religious, I don't know what it's about, but it has been sat on my shelves for an inordinately long amount of time and I'm going to read it. So this is where I ran into trouble. I know. The second book, the second letter of your name. Why is that hard? I don't know. Apparently I don't really have that many books on my shelves with authors that begin with A, or T for that matter. So the next 2 are actually coming from my Kindle TBR. So you know that means they're probably going to be Daily Deal disaster books, which means there may be a Complaints with Kat video that comes with either of these. Who knows? Let's find out. So the first one that I'm going to be reading off my Kindle TBR, and the one that's going to fulfill the prompt for A, is Breaker by Alexis Abbott. I believe this book is about a kidnapped girl and some guy that's going to save her, but is also one of her kidnappers, and they're probably going to do the sexy stuff. Props. That's the feeling I get from the cover. So, along the lines of books which have covers that suggest certain things, is the next one which will fulfill the prompt for T, and that is Tau by Enid Titan. So I believe this one is also about kidnapping. It's like a kidnapped human who's like been sold into alien slavery, and then she has to get away from the aliens, and then they're probably going to do alien sexy stuff. Why do I have these on here? I'm pretty sure that I got both of these 2 books from BookBub for free, and yeah, just Daily Deal disaster books. So we'll see what happens with those, but like, I'm not really holding out that much hope, but for some reason I just don't have that many authors on my TBR that begin with A and T, so here we are. And then for H, because I am going to try and spell out Cath, I'll add E-R-I-N-E if I get that any further in the month, but like probably won't, so we're going to stick with Cath. And the book that I'm going to read for the H prompt is Switch by Megan Hart. This is a Black Shelf book. Clearly I hate myself for the end of December. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, yeah, just read those books. So this is about a woman who receives an anonymous note telling her to do sexy stuff. This was actually the one that was voted second on the list of Black Shelf books that you guys chose for me to read. So this was the next one I was going to read. And yeah, I have read the first one that you guys wanted me to read for that video. I will talk about that. It's not going to be a Complaints with Kat video because it was actually good. I was surprised too. Maybe this one will turn out to be actually good, even though you voted for it because it sounded ridiculous. But like, we will see. Yeah, I need to read this book from the Black Shelf Project, and it kind of seemed like the perfect way to slot it in, so I'm going to be reading it. So there we have it. Those are the books I'm going to be reading for Acrosticathon. I am excited for this readathon, even though it was really weirdly hard to come up with a TBR for it. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!